Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. So today we're going to start with the letter C now. I don't think I was quite ready for that because I am in a pair of t-shirts and a pair of sweatpants. Well, I'm in a t-shirt and sweatpants. And the first one I see in my collection is Chanel. Not a good match, but it's alright because it works. I don't have much from Chanel, which surprises me on one hand, doesn't surprise me on the other. And then what I do have, some of it I couldn't even find today. So there is that too. I don't know. So when you think of Chanel, what do you think of? Perfume? That's me. Think of perfume. And I guess their foundation, I hear a lot about it. But other than that, that was about it. Now, the first thing that I ever purchased from Chanel actually was their liquid lip that you then had you put a gloss on. That's the first thing that I ever heard of personally. And that was the first product I purchased. I purchased two of them. And that is what is missing. I have no idea where I put those lipsticks. They were interesting, and I will say that it was that for a liquid lip, they were nice. I don't necessarily know if they're worth the price point because you're not getting much. But if you had to wear something and you didn't want it to transfer and you're older and you don't want the life sucked out of your lips, that is a way of going. There are some alternatives. I would not call them dupes, but some people do to that. But I'm just not a big liquid lip person anyway. Even if I added the gloss, I mean, it's a fine lipstick as far as that goes. But again, the price point, I'm not rushing out to buy purchase them, to be fair. The other thing, the next thing I purchased from them was a blush. Now, that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to say yes to the blush. And here's why. You don't get that much product, but this particular color I really like. It is 72 Rose Initial. Initial. Intel. I don't know. It's number 72, nonetheless. And it is a very pretty, pinky, peachy. It is more pink, though. Okay? It is definitely more pink than peach, but it is just so soft. It is buildable, but it's easy to work with. And I think that that's the thing with Chanel. It's going to be very easy to work with. It's going to be very age friendly. You know what I mean? And they're not known for, they're more for like classy, elegant type of style, I feel. Not bold and in your face type. You know what I mean? And the look today, I was sitting here looking at this look and I was like, there's nothing really that special about it, right? In my head, and considering what I have in my collection. But my fiance came in and was like, man, your makeup looks really good. What is that? And I'm like, really? He's like, are you wearing Natasha? And I was like, no. And then I'm looking at that shadow. I'm like, that's not Natasha. He's like, yeah, you're right. It doesn't have that much pop to it. He's like, but it looks so nice. And I'm like, it's Chanel. He's like, yeah, I can see that. And that's kind of where this is at. It's, yeah, I can see that. It looks high end, but in a very subtle way. And the fact that it took very little time to create this look, well, there you go there too. So for foundation, I am wearing the Lancome again in Tint Adore Ultra Wear Care and Glow. For concealer, I am wearing the Item Beauty. I set with Lunar Beauty on the T-zone and under the eyes, setting powder, translucent. I use the Bare Minerals Light 22 Cool to set the rest of the face. For bronzer, I just went back in with my Hourglass in the shade Golden Bronze Light out of this Sculpture Unlocked palette. I think that what I'm going to do is actually try to use this up also, because I do really like this little palette. But then I'm like, but if I had to travel, this may be one I like to take, because it's just got like one of everything. You know what I mean? It's got a setting powder or a finishing powder. It has a blush that's pretty much it's mood exposure, and it kind of goes with, or mood flush, I'm sorry, mood flush, and that kind of goes with anything, any look you decide to do. The bronzer, same way. The highlighter, like, this is kind of like a universal palette. So I don't know if I really want to use that one up, or maybe save it. But then I'm like, where am I going? From here to there, from here downstairs, from here to grocery store. Like, where am I going? Well, I know better. I ain't going nowhere. For lipstick, I actually bought a new lipstick. I know. I ordered a Tasha Denona because I ordered, the number 2 highlighter in medium. I don't know how I'm gonna. Okay, so I have 1 and 2 now, and how I feel about this is I'll just do a video, a small little video on them, but both can work for me. This is more like a I can't get over the smell of these, you all. It just smells like skincare, good, clean, just smells so good. But anyway, one is more of a like a champagne shade. I don't want to say more cool tone, maybe champagne. This is more warm. It's got like a hint of yellow gold to it. It's both can work for me, to be fair. So I mean, like, as far as like light and medium, I'm just like, I think that both could work on light and medium skins. It just depends on like the shade personally. Like, what shade do you want to go with? Do you like a yellowy gold, or do you like a pinky champagne type of shade, pinky peachy champagne? I don't know. Just my opinion on it, but they both work for my skin tone. Which one do I prefer? I think one, to be fair, but at the same time, if I was going, like, there's one by Pat McGrath that's like a yellow gold, and I even think Natasha's got one too. But I usually don't tend to go for that, but there are a few that I do like. This is one of them. I really do prefer to stick with like a champagne or a pinky champagne type of shade, personally. So I did get that, and then I ordered a new lipstick with that, and I got the shade 22P Jennifer. I really like her lipsticks. This is in the I Need a Nude, so I am wearing that today. And for the palette today from Chanel, we are going to be using the palette 356 Eau de Fleurs. Yeah, I really messed this up. This was made in Italy. These are baked shadows, which I find so funny since I just played with a shadow of baked shadows. But this is what this one looks like. It is very beautiful. Do not get me wrong. The flowers in it, it's gorgeous. It is a very gorgeous little palette. Is it worth the price point? I don't know. I mean, to me, again, that brand is not necessarily for an everyday person or for a makeup enthusiast. I think it's for an everyday person. Like, you're going out and you're finding that color story that's easy to work with, that if you wanted a purple look, okay, you're going to grab this. If you're going to go on a neutral look, you're going to grab this. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about those higher end brands, where if you want fun, you're going to go with Glamlight, ColourPop, those type of brands. Even Pat and Natasha are fun, you know? But with these ones, I feel like you're kind of doing your makeup to do your makeup and be done type of thing. You know what I mean? Oh, I did get a new nail polish, which I did talk about also. It's from the LA Colors, the dollar store. Oh my goodness, this is such a bright pink. I'm loving it. Loving it. It is called Side Stage, and it's their Gel Extreme Shine, except you don't need a UV light. And I will say, yeah, it is like that. And it does last for a little while. But let's get started with this palette. So, The first shade we're going to go into is this one right here. Up in the corner here. We're going to start with this. Oh, I'm just going to take those out actually because I know me and I'll end up losing them. Now, does this shade really do anything for me? No, not really. But we're still doing it to do it because you know how I am. I will say you really can't see it up here, but this shade I am also wearing on the lid, and you can see it on the lid, so that does say something. There's a little bit of pigment there. I mean, I feel like if I didn't have the collection I had, yeah, I would have owned one of these, which that's all I do own, and I do have the collection I have. But I think I probably, like right now, even like I feel like I would want a neutral one just to play with, just to see what it can do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, with the collection I have, and the shadows are fine. They perform wonderfully, and they look lovely on my eyes. Okay, there is no denying that they look lovely. Cute packaging, you know, all of this plays a part in the price point. So I just like their blushes really, and their highlighters too. I've tried their highlighters. I think I swatched them maybe. I think that's what I done was swatch. But again, the price point is what gets me. But here's the thing. I'm not really big in designer stuff, okay? Do I think I kind of go with, does it look pretty? Yes. Do I like it? Is the price point decent? Then I'll buy it. I'm not spending $4,000 or $5,000 on a purse. I don't care how much I like it. I'm just not doing it. Because I know me, and I'm going to have it tore apart. Now, for people that can and take care of their stuff, then that's great. But me, I use. And when I mean I use, I use. I'm not sitting there, you know, trying to take care of it. And if I spent that much money on something, like, I know me, I would be so very careful with it. Like, I would be to the point where, like, I don't want to even sit it down, you know? Because I kind of get like that with, like, I own Coach purses, you know, and I think the most I've spent is like $400 on a purse. And that's a lot. Don't get me wrong. That is a lot of money for a purse. And even then, it took me forever before I would, like, not sit it on my lap. And I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Me trying to protect a purse. Just use it. And then I thought about it though, and I will say this: I spent $300 to $400 on a purse. My purse will last me. I tend to rotate. I tend to have one for spring and summer, one for winter and fall, right? Because of just colors, and they will last me years because I'm only using them for 6 months out of the year. And I would say that if I used it all year, I could probably get a full year, maybe 2 years out of it. So in that case, you know, I'm only spending $200 on a purse, you know, a year. And I can deal with that. But I couldn't see myself spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on purses. And I'll never say that I'll never, because you never know, but I seriously think that it's highly unlikely I would do that. Like, even, like, and not because, like, financially I can't do that, but, like, I don't even think if financial wasn't an option, I wouldn't do that. Because even if somebody, like, gifted me one, right, I would never wear it. I know me. Like, if I have a hard time using this because I'm so scared I'm going to ruin the little flowers, I couldn't imagine what I'd be like with a purse. I'd be so scared I'd ruin it, you know? Now we're going to go into the darkest shade right here. And we're just going to darken up the outer corner here. But I will say the shadows, as much as I want to go, they're not worth it. They are easy to use. And I feel like if this is like, if there's colors you're scared of, like a purple, this may not be a bad little palette to get used to, because you really cannot mess it up. One, because it's baked shadows, and two, because they just are so effortless. Now, if you're looking for pigmentation right off the bat, you're not going to get it. If you're looking for like a boom, out of this world look, you're not going to get it. You're going to get something very soft, very elegant, very classy. Day or night, this could be considered because it is so soft, but at the same time, it could be considered evening. Because there is something about this. I'll give it that. But at the same time, I just think about like my Natasha. We're going to go back into that first shade now, and I'm going to lay it on the lid. And my Pat McGrath, and how I can kind of create the same color or the same look. Personally, I could, out of their palettes, and be more like ooh ah. But sometimes you're not looking for ooh ah, I think. And that is where this would come in handy. When you're not looking for an ooh ah, but you're looking for, wow, that's really pretty. I'm wearing ColourPop Amethyst in the waterline. Now we're going to go in with this lightest shade right here. And I am going to put that in the water, or in the inner corner. I'm going to put it in the waterline. You're right. I will say I do like this is an all-in-one palette for me. That is a plus. I don't know how well this would do with anybody with like darker skin tones. Can't imagine good, but I don't know either. Maybe it would work. But for my skin tone and a little darker and anything lighter, it would work as an all-in-one palette. Now we're going to take that darkest purple shade that I just put in the outer corner. I'm going to take the liner brush and I'm going to run it along the lower lash line and upper lash line. And I'm just going to use the little mirror. And I'm not going to lie, to build up any of these, you're working at it. And that's why I feel like if you're looking for something easy, playing, you know, with color and stuff, and you're looking for something nice, this might be for you. Me, I'm thinking I want a neutral one. Probably cool tone neutral one. Just to see how it would perform. And I don't, like I said, I don't know much about this brand. It doesn't really call to me. But I am thinking about a neutral palette and seeing how the formula is, or do they only have baked shades? Like, I don't know. But I am intrigued to find out. But I definitely don't think you need everything from this brand. by no means. I think if there's a color story you like, sure, try it out. But after that, no. Like, I don't think you'll be disappointed, but I don't think you're going to be like, wow, that is the best thing I have ever used. Nobody's shadows are better. Like, I don't think that's going to be what comes out of your mouth. But I could be wrong. And if it is, that's great. I'm happy. Let me know why you think that. Or how did you use it? Because maybe you used them differently than me, in which case then I could see. And they do come, all their stuff does come with a nice little package for Chanel. I've lost my, oh no, my protective case for the shadows. Like that. They all have little cases and stuff to protect them, so that's nice. I don't know. It's air safe, you know, as far as that goes. It clicks shut. Price point. I think when I first started, I was getting into that. And at the time, I thought, man, these are really great. They're so easy to use. Such a pretty look. And then you start looking at like price points and indie brands and the ooh and the ah and the eyeshadow switching and changing and all the glitters and metallics and foils. And you're like, I'm like now looking side-eyeing you going, I don't know if you're as good as you once were in my head. I think I've got, I've changed my mind here a little bit. We're going to use the Clinique for the top lashes. I mean, I still don't think it's bad, by no means. And again, I'm glad to have it. I've got something from, a major fashion house brand. And that's cool, because I ain't spending that much money on anything from a fashion house. But I also understand people going, yeah, I don't need that from a fashion house, you know? I can create that same look out of a ColourPop palette pretty much. And to be fair, you probably could. It may not look as soft when your lid, if you got aging lids like myself, but as far as colors, absolutely. And this was the Clinique High Impact Mascara. And then for the bottom lashes, Lancome. But I will say I'm glad I did this, because now I got 2 lipsticks I got to try to find, because I have no idea where those went. I really thought I had another blush too from this brand, but maybe I don't. But at least I know I got 2 lipsticks I got to hunt down, and if my kids have taken them. Because to be fair, I could have swore I had them sitting right there. Because if I had to go out and wear a lipstick, that would be the lipstick that I would wear. Like if it had to be long lasting. One's more of like a a summertime pink, and one's more like a fall winter pink, like just a neutral pink, and one's more brighter. Both had a rose in their names, but they are not there, and I have searched this whole area. So I definitely could have been the one to move them. Not doubting that. But I have a funny feeling that I did not, and that one of my kids have reached up here and grabbed them. So, with that said, I gotta be finding them. But overall, the brand, I think that there's a brand loyalty to that brand. There's a specific type of person that goes with that brand. And I don't think that if it's just you're interested in like all types of makeup, that is necessarily the brand you're going to go with. You know what I mean? But if you're just looking for a one and done type of situation and they have the right color story for you, I think you would like it. I do. But for me personally, I can see why I don't grab for that palette that often. A, because it's purple, and I have to match, and I don't wear, and B, I do like a little bit more oomph in my look. But I feel like if I had to go somewhere, where maybe it's not a lot, I know I still wouldn't grab it, never mind. But you get what I'm saying anyway. But the blush may be setting out. I'm definitely putting the palette away. But the blush may set out. But let me know what you think. Overall, I think it is a pretty look. I like the transition from shade to shade. You can see that. Light to dark, you can see that. And it does give you a little bit of something. But is it worth that price tag? That's where I'm at. Is it worth the price tag? For me, no. Just being honest. The blush, yes. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think of Chanel. And if you do like the brand, or you have purchased stuff from them, what's your favorite product other than perfume? I know perfume is huge. That Chanel No. 5 is like crazy. And I don't even think I've ever smelled it. I do have a sample of it. Maybe I have smelled it. I don't know. It's just too much for me. I don't know. I may have to give that a whirl again. I know I got a sample of it, though. But let me know, anyway, what your thoughts on the brand. And we'll continue on. We'll see you tomorrow. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday unless there's a new launch. And I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.